Hey guys, so today's not another math tutorial, so if you're normally here for that, you can just click off this. I'm here doing a presentation for my Japanese language class, which I'm supposed to give in person, but because of current world events, I'm not able to do so. So I figured this is a perfect excuse to upload for the first time in like a few months. Anyways, today I will be explaining the Japanese game of Junkin. More specifically, its add-on sort of sub-game,あっち向いてホイ. So Junkin is a popular Japanese game among children and adults. It's most commonly a two-player game. There's a 3+ player version, but it's a logistical nightmare. So most people just do two-player. Anyway, the game has 3 possible moves. There's gu, which means rock. There's choki, which means scissors, and there's plow, which means paper. To start a round of Junkin, you would place your hand behind your back, whichever hand. Most people use their right, but if you're like me, you'll just instinctively go to your left. But anyways, you'll take your hand behind your back, your opponent does the same thing, and then simultaneously with them, you will reveal your hand saying Saisho wa gu. You'll show a closed fist, which is the symbol for gu. Again, that means rock in Japanese. Place your hand behind your back again, and simultaneously will reveal your actual move while saying Junkin Pon. The matchups in Junkin are pretty simple. Pa beats gu, paper covers rock. Choki beats pa, scissors can cut paper. And finally gu beats choki, because scissors cannot cut rock, it'll probably break shrine. In the case of both players' hands being the same, that ensues a draw, in which case you would play another round. And again, you take your hand behind your back, and with your opponent you reveal your move while saying Aiko desho. Roughly translates to let's do it again. The same sort of matchup rules apply in the case of another tie. A third round ensues. The phrasing for the third round can be different. Some people, again, for the third plus round, say Aiko desho when showing their hand. Others like to just say sho, sho, sho. I like the second option, it's simpler. And of course, simplicity is a very Japanese thing. Now that we have the base game covered, I'll explainあっち向いてホイ. あっち向いてホイ is a standalone game, but it's mostly used by Japanese people as an extension of a round of Junkin. So after a round of Junkin is completed with a definitive like win or loss, not another tie, the two players would then move on to a game of あっち向いてホイ. This game is a little different from Junkin, but the same sort of method of thinking and strategizing applies. At the start of the round, both players have their face toward each other, and one of them will say they're player 1. They will point their finger directly at their opponent. Both players will at the same time say "achi moite hoi," and that roughly translates to "hey, look this way" in English. Player 1 will then point in a direction up, down, left, right, and then player 2 will tilt their head in one of those 4 directions as well. If the directions are different, then player 2 wins. If the directions are the same, then player 1 wins. Now, in the context of extending a round of Junkin, the winner of the Junkin round will assume the role of player 1, so they will be pointing the finger, whereas the loser of the Junkin round will be player 2, so they're the ones tilting their head. If the person who wins the Junkin round also winsあっち向いてホイ, then they are the final winner, so to speak. However, if you were to win the Junkin round and then loseあっち向いてホイ, then the person who lost Junkin gets a chance to win the whole game, and you would just do that by playing another round of Junkin, again with あっち向いてホイ attached at the end. In Japanese culture, this game is most commonly used as a way to settle disputes between two people, and the majority of them are fairly low stakes, like if you can't decide what to eat for dinner or what movie to watch, stuff like that. Anyways, now you know how to play, so let's move on to a demonstration. よっ、昼ご飯を乗る。何を食べたい？ラーメン食べたい。ねえ、ラーメン好きない。カレーを食べたい。だからなんで尋ねた？結婚者になりたかった。結婚者じゃない。うるさい。とにかく何を食べる？ねえ、わからん。ねえ、じゃんけんしろ。あっち向いてホイと。もちろん。はい。6フィートだ。なんで？コロナのため。あ、そうそうそう。忘れた。よし。最初はグー。じゃんけんポン。はい、こうでしょ。あっち向いてほい。じゃんけんポン。あっち向いてほい。じゃんけんポン。あっち向いてほい。やっくそ。なんでこれをした？ 忘れた。最初負け。